Hello YouTube, this is Metaljedipirate. Welcome back to the channel, and today we are going to be predicting Download Festival 2025 way too far in advance. Now if you're into the strange brand form of entertainment that is myself, then consider hitting that subscribe button, notification bell and like button. Now, I got this idea off of WrestleTalk. They did a WrestleMania 41 way too far in advance, just after WrestleMania 40 came out this year. Now, I thought, wouldn't it be quite fun to do the same? Apart from, obviously, Download was about a month and a half ago, and we are currently recording this on the 28th of July. So, the actual Download announcement for the three headliners will be coming out in a couple of months, and obviously they've been working on it, and I'm sure they're going to be awesome. So, let's just get some bands out of the way that I don't think will be even in contention for headlining Download. Now, the reason why I say this is because they've basically headlined over the last few years. And these bands are Iron Maiden, Metallica, Queens of the Stone Age, Avenged Sevenfold, Tool, Fall Out Boy, Slipknot, Biffy Clyro, and Bring Me the Horizon. Now, as you may know, all of the bands that I've just mentioned have headlined basically over the last 5 years. So, very unlikely for them to return, not guaranteed. That I could be totally wrong, but this is just a prediction. So, I'm basically taking into account at the precise moment in time that I'm going off of previous headliners. Because if I were to randomly predict, just say for example, Korn headlining, as much as I'd like Korn to headline, doesn't necessarily mean they could ever headline. I really do think they deserve it, but we don't know where they're going to go. So I'm just going based off of previous headliners at the moment. That's kind of how I've roughly worked it out, because otherwise it ends up more as I'd say a fantasy booking. And if you like fantasy bookings, then I will leave a bit at the end so you can check out my fantasy booking for 2023 if you like this weird, strange brand form of entertainment. That is myself and just weird, fun content. Anyway, obviously I'm going to do the headliners, and I'm also going to do some of the other bands. I'm not going to go into full detail because that will just be really boring and I'll just be listing off God knows how many bands. So I think sort of across the weekend, looking back at bands that have been there already and haven't played for a while, or have sort of been coming up over the last few years, I genuinely think that bands like Electric Callboy, Disturbed, Clutch, Rival Sons, Florence Black, Avatar, definitely Skindred because they are always a Download favourite, Ailstorm, some Knock Loose, some Volbeat and Lamb of God at least probably would be there in some form of way. You know, also maybe looking at bands like maybe Ice Nine Kills, Glory Hammer, all sorts of, maybe Slaughter to Prevail again. Obviously, a couple of the bands, especially like Electric Callboy, they played last year and this year as well. So they, I think, are obviously a big favourite of the fans coming into Download. So it wouldn't surprise me if they're still putting these bands on. So we are now going to start with our Friday headliner. Our Friday headliner is System of a Down. Now, they've headlined Download 3 times, with the first being 2005, the second being 2011, and their last time being 2017. Now, obviously, it has been several years since they've obviously released new music, but they are still incredibly popular with fans. And bringing them back after several years, you're looking at like 8 years, in between headline slots, that is going to bring a lot of people to Download Festival. And obviously they're such a loved band as well, that, you know, fans are going to absolutely love it. And I think obviously because it's been quite diverse over the last few years, bringing back some of the favourites, I think is a good idea. Now, onto the Saturday headliner. Our Saturday headliner is Rammstein, and they headlined Download in 2013 and 2016. So obviously it's been 9 years since they've headlined a Download. And as I mentioned before with System of a Down, you know, they are one of these bands that has been long overdue for a headline slot at Download. They are absolutely a fantastic band, and I saw Rammstein at Coventry Stadium a couple of years ago, and they were so good. Their show is just absolutely fantastic. All the pyro, just everything that they do, they just put on an absolutely fantastic show, and they deserve this slot because it's been far too long. Now we move on to our final slot, Download Festival headliner for Sunday, AC/DC. Now, obviously, they haven't headlined Download since 2010. That's a long fucking time. Nearly 15 years. Now, obviously, this is just a prediction video. I'm going off of previous headliners and who I think they're going to be. But I think it's long overdue, and I think with the Wembley show just happening and stuff like that, I think it's time to bring back AC/DC. And I think with a lineup of System of a Down, Rammstein, and AC/DC, that is a hell of a lineup for to bring you bring so many people in. AC/DC are such a huge band, Rammstein are beloved, System are beloved, and I think that it will immediately sell out because it's 3 really big bands. I mean, they took a chance last year with Fall Out Boy. I personally wouldn't have chose them, but I can kind of see why they did, because it's a slightly different audience. But obviously these are sort of 3 older, really big bands. So I think, especially AC/DC is going to bring in a lot of an older crowd, and obviously the younger audience is going to love them anyway, because obviously it's fucking AC/DC, so why not? But yeah, I think after their show in Wembley, I think there'll be a call for AC/DC to be made headliners, and the only place they really can actually be slotted in is definitely on the Sunday. If my calculations were correct, I'm pretty sure, I think it was 2010, they opened, they were the Friday night headliner, which I thought was a bit strange, but, it is what it is, still headline act nonetheless. But I think if they're going to come back to Download, they are definitely going to be the final headliner, and I think they definitely deserve it. So, let me know what you guys think could be the Download headliners for 2025. So this is only a prediction. Obviously, if I were to fantasy book Download 2025, then that obviously would be completely different. I have done a fantasy booking before for 2023, so please check that out if you want to see that. And I'm also considering doing some more Download type content just overall, so please stay tuned for that and consider hitting that subscribe button, notification bell, and like button. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think. Who could be Download headliners this year? I'm pretty sure that whatever they choose is probably going to be awesome, and I'm actually maybe thinking about going, obviously dependent on the headliners. I think I'm going to try and make it work this year, because I didn't get to go last year and I was really bummed out about it. But all in all, I think System, Rammstein, and AC/DC would be a fantastic Download lineup. So I hope you guys have enjoyed. Please consider hitting that subscribe button, and we shall see you all on the next video. Bye bye.